Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everyone. We're going to talk about something today that might affect you. You might not even know the name of it, but it's a condition that causes the blood vessels in the fingers and the toes, sometimes the ears, to constrict, and your extremities become white or sometimes purple in color. Somewhat a learning. Is this a serious condition? We're going to learn about that, and also how acupuncture can support this thing called Raynaud's phenomenon. She is a phenomenon in my world because she is our professional of the year when it comes to Chinese medicine, herbals, and acupuncture. Out of New York City, it is Dr. Kelly joining us once again on the program. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. And I'm happy we're talking about this because I'm imagining it shows up for people more in the winter as a response to the cold or sometimes even stress, right?
Yes, you're right. Actually, the root in Chinese medicine is kidney yang deficiency. So kidney yang is kind of like the boiler in our body to heat up our system, to give us the warmth, like in the winter especially. But when people have Raynaud's phenomena, they are the boiler in their body kind of like broken. So they cannot heat up. That's why especially their fingers getting like pale, even purple, very, very cold. Sometimes also the toes, sometimes the nose or the ears.
Interesting. So I'm going to share this with you, and this just popped in my head, but my toes, and I don't know if it's both feet, but there are times when it's cold out that they become like absence of color, like lighter, whiter. I remember when I was in my 20s, bless you, getting, I don't know if it was frostbite, but I was working outside helping a friend fix a car. My feet were in snow. And I remember going inside and talking to his dad, like, I don't know what's going on. I can't feel my toes, and, put them in warm water and everything. I don't know if it's because of that, and maybe it was mild frostbite, and then now this condition shows up. But there are times where hours will go by, and then I start getting concerned, like, is there blood flow to my toes? What are your thoughts on that? Is that what this is?
So if it only happened, like it's cold, it's winter, you went outside for long hours, then your toes getting cold, that's not really Raynaud's phenomenon. Raynaud's phenomenon happens more often. Like it doesn't have to be even in the winter, it can be in the summer. If you touch the finger, it's really, really cold. I have this patient, like even it was in the summer, he came in, his fingers are really cold. So if it happened even in the summer, then that could be.
Is this a serious condition when you have that numbness, maybe the tingling, and the extremities turn white or then blue or maybe red?
Well, it is, but of course it might not be life-threatening, but which means, if your body cannot get heat up by the kidney yang, which means your kidney, somehow is deficient. And kidney is the root for basically all the organs, and it is very important for a lot of hormones also. Kidney control like production, kidney control the bathroom, kidney control a lot of things in our body. So just the cold finger itself may not be that bad, but the kidney need to be treated.
Learning a lot every time we get together. So I heard you say, and you've mentioned the kidney before and the spleen, sometimes the liver, how we don't realize how important these organs are in our body and how many different functions they perform. But Did I hear you say that the kidney is sort of the boiler in the body where it keeps things warm?
Actually, the more accuracy is kidney yang is the boiler of our body to heat it up, make us feel warm in the winter. Kidney yin actually is kind of like the cooler, the AC to cool us down when it's too hot in the summer. That's why, when people come in, we, check the count, check the pulse, we say, oh, you have kidney yang deficiency. If people have kidney yang deficiency, they may always feel cold. Their reproduction may be not very strong. They're even like, for example, this young patient, she said her sister is very tall, like 6 feet, but she is much, much shorter than her sister. And she does have a kidney yang deficiency, actually. So when people have a kidney yang deficiency, usually they are not very like tall and strong. But kidney yin, on the other hand, is kind of like cooling people down. Like, for example, in the summer, if people's kidney yin is strong, they don't feel too hot. But if people have kidney yin deficiency, they usually just cannot stand any heat. They are like very like easily get agitated. They just cannot sit down, which is a sign of kidney yin deficiency.
So somebody presents to you what looks like Raynaud's syndrome or phenomenon, as it's called. Where do you go from there when it comes to acupuncture?
Very good question, Steve. So we do have local points, which is a little bit more sensitive. Like, for example, we have points on the fingertips because, their fingertip getting like, pale and cold. We do have points on the fingertip, and we have points like between the fingers. That's the local points, usually we use at the beginning. But of course, we always go to the root, right, to tonify the kidney. Less points usually we use on the ankle, actually. So we have local, and we have, the also distal point to tonify the root, the kidney.
So the kidney is responsible for other things as well. When you do this treatment through acupuncture, can other things improve as well? Like if your intention is Raynaud and you treat it through acupuncture, will there be other benefits potentially?
Yes, because when we treat Raynaud's, we not only treating just the symptom, right? Just the fingertips. We are also treating the root, the kidney. We are also like move the blood, make the blood circulation getting better, right? In Western medicine, basically they think, oh, your blood circulation is not very good. That's why the blood cannot get to the finger. We also agree, when people have, Raynaud's, which means the blood cannot reach the finger, that's why they feel so cold.
Mm.
So when we doing acupuncture, we do put some point to move the blood. So then the blood can reach to the finger.
I find that fascinating. So you're doing acupuncture and that's going to increase the blood flow to the fingers or toes?
Yes. Actually, that's true. A lot of people, they come in, for example, we talk about Raynaud's today, but for example, when people come in, like, a lot of people come in for fertility, right? They want to have a baby.
Sure.
When the Western medicine, they think, oh, kind of like hormone. That's usually what the Western medicine doctors say, the hormone is not enough or something. But in Chinese medicine, one of the symptoms is cold in the wombs. A easy way to understand is like not enough blood circulation. So the patient will say, can you please increase the blood circulation over there? They really, like, I have a patient really love the points on the stomach over there. They say, put as many points as you can to increase the blood flow over there.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Gotta tell you. And just by doing acupuncture, you can increase the blood flow. Can you selectively pick areas of the body to increase blood flow?
Um, yes and no. Yes, for example, for people who have, the renals, we usually put, like I said, the points on the tip. Why? Because we can increase the blood flow on the fingertips, specially. That's the point we select. For people who want to have a baby, yes, we have a lot of points on the stomach so the blood can go to the womb. So you are right. Yes, we do. But also we have some points, for example, on the leg to move the blood and tonify the blood. That is just for general for the whole body, not only just because it's on the leg, just for the leg circulation, actually for the whole body.
Are you, for Raynaud, are you actually putting the acupuncture needles in the fingers?
If the patient can tolerate, because I have to say, on the fingertip, it is sensitive, but it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I have these patients. He had the pain, like all the way from the shoulder to the fingertip. He went to ER. The ER did all kind of tests, didn't find anything. They gave him some medicine. He said didn't help at all. He came to me twice. I did use the points on the fingertip, but it helped him just twice, acupuncture. So it worth it.
I'm going to admit, as a man, that I have a thing about my fingertips, my extremities. I don't know what it is, and the thought of a needle in them. You can put a needle anywhere else, but there. But you're aware of that. You even said it, that sometimes it can be a little more sensitive within the fingertips. I don't understand why that bothers some people, myself included. Any ideas? Is it fingertips are just more sensitive?
Yes, because the skin on the fingertip is very thin.
Okay.
Like thin.
Okay.
Also a lot of nerve over there. We use our fingertip to touch everything, right?
Oh,
Like
fair enough.
baby. They always use their hand to touch everything, right? That's one of the way they learn. So that's why the fingertip is more sensitive. But again, it's worth it. And sometimes I do it so quick, patient didn't really realize actually. They said, "Wow, it's not that bad actually. I didn't even realize that much the needle already in."
So if you were to tell me, okay, Steve, we need to do a finger prick blood test, okay? I would be a little uncomfortable with that, I'm going to admit. But these needles are so fine that there's potential that you might not have any or very, very, very little discomfort. I would imagine, right?
Yes, and also because I have been doing it for so many years and I have experience, so I do it very quick. Like a lot of patients, like I have some points on the foot also, it's also very sensitive. But patients didn't really realize that much because I do it so quickly, like, wow, it's already in. I didn't even notice.
Wow. That says a lot. You've been doing this so long, you know what somebody's going to feel in terms of pain. You have an idea. What else can you tell us about Raynaud's? Anything else that we haven't hit upon?
Yes. So we talk about the root, kidney iron deficiency, that's the root. But liver qi stagnation can be a big trigger over here. When people have liver qi stagnation, so their qi is constrained. Qi and blood, they are working very close, right? So in Chinese medicine, we say qi is the commander of the blood. Qi is telling the blood to go. But when qi is constrained, qi cannot really tell the blood to go. So then the blood cannot really go to the extremity. That's why, the blood circulation is bad. That's why they cannot, have enough blood on the fingertip. So liver qi stagnation is another thing we need to treat for Raynaud's disease. Not every single one have liver qi stagnation, but usually that's a combination actually. People also have, besides kidney iron deficiency, they also have liver qi stagnation. So if that is the case, we need to treat the liver. Wow.
It's amazing how this ties into just and I'm not minimizing it, but just a few organs in the body. Everything connects to within Chinese medicine, right? The liver, the kidney, the spleen. What other organs are very predominant in terms of Chinese medicine?
Well, you already mentioned three.
And then, and is that, those are the big three.
Yeah, so we have five elements, right, in Chinese medicine, five elements related with five organs. You already mentioned about liver. Liver is the wood. Heart. Heart is fire. Spleen. Stomach is the earth, right? Then we have lung, large intestine, the metal. Then we have water, kidney, and UV. So all the five elements actually they're related with each other. They can kind of like mother and father, kind of like a mother and a son.
Mm-hmm.
So if mother is strong, the son is strong. They also can be like a grandmother and grandchildren. Sometimes if the grandmother is very strong, that actually can make the grandson not grow very well because it under like overpressure or something. So they have the circulation of make each other stronger. They also have the circulation of suppress each other. If like liver is too strong, or we call it a would overact on earth. For example, if a liver qi stagnation, actually people's digesting usually not very well. For example, you just got a very big fat with somebody, then you have big meal. Do you think that meal will be digested very well? No, because that is would overact on the earth. Your liver is like overactive, like you're angry. So your spleen, your stomach cannot really digest the food very well. So it's a very interesting circle among all the five elements.
When you mentioned the five elements within Chinese medicine, can we mention those? Would it be fire, water? Am I on the right path there?
So fire is the heart. Okay. After fire is the earth, which is spleen, stomach. After earth is metal, which is the lung, large intestine. After the metal is water, which is kidney and UB. After water is wood, which is the liver and gallbladder. So it's like a circle, five elements.
I never knew that. That is so interesting how it connects to those elements. And interesting, water would be kidney. I'm just thinking that is also impactful for urination, water. I'm loosely tying this together. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I'm grabbing from it. How interesting. Is this when you start studying Chinese medicine? Is that the fundamentals right there? That's where it kind of begins?
Yes, actually, when I recall, that's the first term. First term in the class, we have a class called the Fundamental Chinese Medicine. Yes, in that class, we talk about the five elements, about, the fire, the earth, and like you mentioned about the water, the kidney, UB, and somehow, yeah, UB, about the urination. And water also is like also every elements have their season and flavor and taste. Like water is winter. Like right now in winter, it's kidney season actually. And the color is like black or blue. The taste is salt, like salty. And so like heart is fair. Usually it's summer, the color is red, and so the taste actually is bitter. Like people who have like a little bit of heart fair, we call it. Usually if people have like heart fair, usually they are like a little bit overjoyed, like very easily like have a big laugh, like they are kind of like very active. They are not very easily to calm down, but they're very active, very happy, or sometimes a little bit too happy. In that way, actually, these kind of people may have a little bit hard time to fall asleep because the heart failure keep like kind of like burning. So a little bit bitter food actually is good for the heart failure. Like people who like to eat a lot of spicy food, sometimes they have like a little bit of heart failure. If you look at their tongue, the tip of the tongue is very red. So compare with the rest of the color of the tongue, the tip is much redder. So and these kind of people usually kind of like very easy to get agitated, like they're like very emotional, like very quickly respond. So a little bit of bitter taste actually is good for them. And one of my patient did tell me she did have she does have like heart failure because her tongue tip is red. And she said, Dr. Kelly, I really like bitter food actually. I said, wow, that's interesting because your body knows what you need. So she had heart failure, so her body kind of like knows, oh, a little bit like bitter taste is good for me. So she likes the bitter taste food.
Amazing. I know that people have an aversion to needles. What is the average number of acupuncture needles that you place in a patient? Everybody's different. I understand that. Every situation is different. But if you were to say on an average, what do you think it would be?
The most needle I use is like 1 inch. And it's pretty small, or half inch. If on the face or if on the fingertip, I'm gonna use the half inch for sure. So like very small. That's why sometimes people didn't even realize I already put the needle in because it's small and it's very thin. So people don't realize because I do it so fast. So that's usually half inch or 1 inch is the most common needle I use in my office.
So that's the size. If you gave a number for the amount of those needles on average, again, everything is different. How many do you think it would be per patient, per session?
It's, for example, for people who already get pregnant, I don't really use too much, maybe around like 10 or 15. Like I use one over here, that's two. Two over here, help them have better sleep, that's 4. And two on the leg, 6. So yeah, about 10. Usually for pregnant patients who already pregnant, just want to have a, healthy pregnancy, 10 needles. That's for them. For other people, maybe 20, depends what they need.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that gives a number. But again, these are so fine. And as we've said before, you could fit multiple acupuncture needles inside the needle that's used to draw blood that we're all familiar with. When we go for labs, that's how fine these are, like a hair. Dr. Kelly, best way to reach you would be, I would assume, your website, and that's kelly121acupuncture.com.
Yes.
And you can go there if you need support virtually. Definitely reach out. Of course, if it's acupuncture, you have to be in and around the New York City metro area. Also, instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. If you have a question, a comment for Dr. Kelly, we'd love to hear it. Instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. Dr. Kelly, thank you for being here today, bringing this to our attention, and give us more insight on acupuncture. Always enjoy it. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.